Oh, hello. Welcome back, everybody, to the Green Dragon Brewing Company podcast. Can't believe that it's the beginning of July. Pretty crazy that we're still in this whole COVID thing, but I hope everybody's doing well. They're staying safe. I'll get the social media hit out of the way right now. We're looking for more people to follow us on all of our platforms, which include our YouTube channel, Green Dragon Brewing Company. Please subscribe there to get the video version of our podcast. Follow us on Twitter, which is at GDB Company. Follow us on Reddit. Our subreddit is Green Dragon Brewing Co. You can also find us. You can also email us. At greendragonbrewingcompany@gmail.com. Very important. I'm looking to engage with the fans. I'm getting to the point where I'm really looking to bring some of that fan input in. So if you want a character in the campaign or you want to discuss your own D&D experience, we'd love to have you email us at greendragonbrewingcompany@gmail.com. And of course, our podcast can be found on... We have a crazy update this week. Spotify, Google, Breaker, Radio Public, Pocket Casts, and insert drum roll, Apple Podcasts. So we're on all the major platforms. Super exciting. Unfortunately for you, the listener, this means that you literally have no excuse to tell your friends, hey, I'm listening to this super sweet Dungeons and Dragons podcast. The host has like this silky smooth voice that is just, it's like audible chocolate. So let everybody know. Bring them here. Let them hear my voice. That's the real reason I did this podcast. Just get my voice out. Let everybody know what's up. I think that's it. So we'll jump into the episode. Last episode, there was a bit of technical difficulty, so just like a quick little recap. The group, as they were rescuing Tinkerball's mother, were attacked by the Tarrasque, and they made their escape. In the escape, two major things happen. Dathranor abandoned the group and did not continue with them on the Silver Bullet. We don't know where he's going, but he is no longer part of the group. And the second one is Martha almost died, but she was saved, and it was really cool. And the group worked together and learned how to be a team. So that's it. So we'll jump in at the almost immediately after, actually. And I hope you enjoy this episode.
Something came up after last session. The Carcanet or Carcanet of Bluetooth.
Yep.
Yes.
Is this a tooth that I literally have to insert into my own mouth?
Okay, we...
Because you guys gave me a tooth and you said this is a Bluetooth. But then I learned through this, the clacking of teeth that you guys do to activate them, that you guys maybe have them installed in your mouths.
Okay, so here's the thing. I have not used my retcon yet.
Oh.
And I would like to use my one retcon to be that, yes, we have to insert the Bluetooth into our mouths.
Nolan hasn't used his, right? Or did he? Did he use it already last time?
No, but I have one.
That's
you guys
right.
didn't really explain it. You just said, "Here's a Bluetooth."
Oh yeah, basically.
Oh, right, yeah.
You can talk to us with it.
Yeah. So basically, functionally, it's a use at will sending spell. But basically, you can. It's kind of like a what's it called? Like a CB radio sort of thing. Like just
Walkie-talkie.
chat with.
Yeah.
Walkie-talkie. That's the word I'm looking for.
And so does it broadcast to everyone that has one, or is it just like you choose who you want to send to?
You can decide. I mean, that was a little unclear how well.
Yeah, so the manner in which we're using it right now is that it's a general, it's an open channel. So if you're using it, without specifying who you're speaking to, it broadcasts to everybody. But if you would like to speak privately to somebody, you just have to specify.
Yeah,
Okay.
so that's why it's like a CB radio or walkie-talkie, where like you're specifying a channel or you're kind of broadcasting openly. The current people that have them are everyone in the party. Dathranor has one, which is great, and Dr. Aki, who's this like gnome guy.
He was the one that
as well.
kind of unlocked it. So
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Just for some background for the podcast, the Carcanet of Bluetooth was an artifact that Tinkerballs took from his interrogation with the pirate Bluetooth in all those episodes long ago. We're almost actually like approaching a full calendar year ago. That string of teeth, basically, that Tinkerballs took from Bluetooth, ended up being the origin of the curse that Bluetooth was able to put on Tinkerballs, and it resolved itself 3 or 4 sessions ago, and now has been through the modifications of Dr. Aki, he's unlocked it for you, that it's able to be used as a communication device for anybody who attunes to any of the teeth that were on the Carcanet. That being said, there is a
Is
total...
it partially because I trapped Bluetooth in my brain, or is it aside from that?
It's partially, yeah, like, because it was the thing that was kind of killing you, right?
Yeah.
So it the necklace, the curse has been removed, and you're now able to it's been modified
Okay.
for the communication piece with Dr. Aki's assistance. You have a total of 10 teeth on that, so as long as you're keeping track of that, Pat, for those that can have it.
Yeah.
Okay, I feel confident that you are keeping track of it with that response.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
do we
but
have any other...
yeah, it's literally just everyone in the party, Dathranor, and
Dr. Aki.
Dr. Aki.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everyone in the party and Dathranor.
Oh, and Schwindelwald.
Schwindwald doesn't have one yet.
No, he does not. Sorry,
Yeah.
you're right.
I haven't found a noble to headbutt yet.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. I have very specific conditions under which I can give it to him.
That is correct. Okay. Do we have any other questions before we get started?
I just want to clarify 2 names on my notes that I didn't quite write descriptions for.
Sure.
That I'm pretty sure I knew who they are. But Elenda of the Dusk Rose, she was the guard or something like that at Stillerbach. That's not a dick.
She's like I think the head guard at Stillersbach. Who she's a peach. She's a peach.
She's
sorry,
not a dick.
Not the head guard.
She's just who we should talk to.
I just have person from Stillerbach who might not suck.
Great notes.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Ulrich von Ipsteig.
Ipsteig.
Ipsteig. Who was that one again?
He was from the episode where we met Marlowe. Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, he was the little bearded dude beside Marlowe who kind of whispered to him some things.
Oh, okay. Little bearded, like a worm tongue kind of dude.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a great comparable.
Worm tongue dude from
He was a small 4'3" halfling with a white beard.
I love how specific that is.
Gotta take notes, baby.
Gotta take notes. Also, a 4'3" halfling is like
That's massive.
wildly
That's
tall.
a gigantically tall halfling.
100%. I'm gonna retcon that. I just haven't figured out what his height is, but I kind of do enjoy the ridiculousness of just a massive halfling.
Yeah.
I think that's awesome. He's definitely like, maybe he's a dwarf that pretends he's a halfling.
You'll know. Maybe.
He's like, I'm a halfling, guys. I'm totally a halfling. He's
a
definitely a fucking dwarf.
Okay, so
Those are my only questions. Sorry. Go ahead.
I think we'll just do a quick recap. So the last time we played, you guys began heading out from Dyerdale with the intention of going to Bancroft Harbor to speak to Hero. On the way there, you saw a massive line of what appeared to be refugees being attacked by 3 Cyclops. Their only protection was this unknown hero whom you later met, who identified himself as Donatello. Donatello, with the help of Donatello, you fought off the Cyclops, and you managed to speak to the refugees, who told you that something has happened in Stillerbach. The city was essentially destroyed by what they were reporting as a tsunami. In that explanation, you got one of the residents did tell you that there was a woman named Martha in the city who was providing religious material on the god of the taint. And Tinkerballs, this was your mother. So you decided, instead of going to Bancroft Harbor, that you would go to Stillerbach to try and save her. Upon arriving in the town, or in Stillerbach, you did see that it was destroyed, or there was heavy damage to it. And as you made your way into the town to find her, David Letterman, you became sort of obsessed with this almost like magical call coming from the water, and from there you achieved your destiny and became branded by the creature, the great beast that's been roaming the land, known as the Tarrasque. Ultimately, this has sealed your fate, that one of you will have to best the other in combat, which is an incredible fight that is in your future, and it is not one that you're maybe so eager to get to immediately. That being said, the Tarrasque, once it branded, focused directly on you, David Letterman, which put the entire crew in danger. Half the crew wanted to leave. Tinkerballs wanted to find his mom. You guys met in the middle and found her, and through the skin of your teeth, you managed to escape the city with everyone safe from the Tarrasque, except for Dathranor, who decided to not return to the boat and vanished into the buildings, and you haven't heard from him yet. Today we have playing Pathowell, Tinkerballs, Donatello, and David Letterman for a group of 4. Yeah, so I think with that we can begin.
Dopeness.
So as the as you pull away from the destruction of Stillersbach, you seem to be putting some distance between you and the Tarrasque, and it's becoming smaller and smaller in the distance as the silver bullet flies off until it's completely out of sight. Calder on the wheel of the ship steers you out to the water to just to get you off the mainland and potentially redirect the Tarrasque away from the line of refugees that were coming from Stillerbach. And this, unless there's any major objections, this is kind of going to be the approach for the time being with Calder. Does anybody have any issues with that strategy?
Nope, sounds great.
Nope.
I'm on board.
Donatello, you don't want to do anything, eh?
No.
I think, assuming that it won't have much of an impact, kind of on our immediate trajectory, I would probably go to Fergus and comfort him, knowing that he was quite shaken when he saw the Tarrasque. We saw that he was quite worried about it. So I would just go to wherever he is and kind of, sit down with him as we're kind of making our way out into the water and kind of putting distance between us.
Okay.
Start a ritual as well while he's doing that. So I'm just going to start setting up a divination ritual.
Okay. He seems to be quite traumatized there, Pat. And he you find him pacing below deck, and he's saying like, I can't deal with this. We can't win against this.
I put my hand on his shoulder and say, Fergus, I know the odds seem tilted against us, but together is our best hope and our best chance. And do I know, am I aware that David Letterman has now been kind of has fulfilled the prophecy that he is kind of branded the champion?
Yeah, I don't think he's explained that to anybody.
Okay.
Oh.
So that is a bit of meta. You're more than welcome to David.
We
Letterman.
at this time know that the Tarrasque is just going to constantly chase us. We probably don't know anything about that.
No,
you know that it's currently chasing you right now.
Okay.
So as you're speaking, as you put your hand on Fergus' path, he slaps your hand off. He says, "We weren't even supposed to be there. We were supposed to be going to get Island. What are we doing?"
And so I, compassionately understanding his fervor, saying, we have no perfect lead on Island. We don't know 100% where she is, and so in this moment we needed to deviate and see if we could save Tinkerball's mother, which we've done. And hopefully that gives you some additional faith that we work towards saving those who are close to us. And you are one of us, and Island is close to you. And that hopefully is enough to let you know that we won't stop until we do find her. If you have any ideas on where she is now, she might be the person best suited to help us combat this monster, as she has also faced it head on before.
He listens to your words, but he says, you've shown me nothing but kindness since we met in Dyerdale those weeks ago. But Captain, I can't follow you on this. If the Tarrasque is going to be an issue for us moving forward, then I can't be involved.
I kind of, nod knowingly. Fergus, I would never demand you stay in a place that harms you, and never ask for you to do something that you don't feel capable of. Let us know where you'd like to go, and we'll take you there. And so with that, I would guide him and take him to Tinkerballs, and I would ask Tinkerballs for one of his carknets of Bluetooth to share with Fergus. And assuming that he agrees, I would tell Fergus, attune this, and if you ever need us or we have need of you, we can use this to find each other.
Okay. He takes the tooth, and seems to be thankful for it, but you can still tell that there's a heavy weight that rests on him.
Gotcha. And does Fergus? Do you want to just be let off here? Where can we take you?
He seems to be confused. Yeah, and he asks, so what are your intentions with the ship then? Are we continuing for Island?
Let us talk to David Letterman and confirm. I believe that we are going to continue to Island, but I also believe it is possible that the Tarrasque will continue to follow us, and we would head off to Letterman, I think.
Okay. Yeah, and Fergus leaves at that time and goes in his own direction. Not really pleased with the answer that was given.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's Tinkerballs and Path Owell going towards David Letterman.
Yep.
Okay, you find David Letterman.
I'm setting up a ritual, so I'm not there.
So yeah, you guys. He just grabbed the tooth from you.
Yeah, I flick a tooth at him. I trust his judgment.
Gotcha. You find David Letterman and Donatello on the main deck. Just sort of there. Well, David Letterman, what are you doing?
Not knowing anything that was happening downstairs, I guess I would be on my Bluetooth trying to contact Dr. Aki and see if Dr. Aki's on. That's Dr. Aki, though.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. Yes. At this point, hoi.
Dr. Aki, what do you know about Sailor's Bach?
Well, I'm aware of that it is just suffered a great devastation. As to your message,
What's the
from
Tarrasque? Was the
Pardon me?
Tarrasque? The Tarrasque was there. The Tarrasque was at Stiller's Bach. Do you know of the? What do you know of the Tarrasque?
The great beast.
The great beast. It knows me.
How does it know you?
Knows who I am. I know it. Bonded.
You're speaking nonsense. What do you mean it's bonded to you?
Can feel it. Can feel it. I know that I have to go after it, or it's coming after me. I'm not sure, but you know something about this Tarrasque that I don't. I need to know it.
Are you accusing me of something?
I need to know how to defeat a Tarrasque. You help me.
As much as I would wish to, I don't believe I can. The Great Beast has remained on the continent for decades, ever since the Reclamation, because it's too powerful. I don't know how to help you.
We've done lots of research on this creature. We have as much knowledge as anyone possible on this creature. There must be something about it.
It's okay.
I truly wish that I could give you some good news here, but
I was curious how you're
I
fine.
I know not what
That's
would
not
be
like
the
that.
solution.
Okay. That's when you bring it from that. You having fun?
What do you know of? What do you know of Mordrin and Tarrasque?
Well, what I told you before. The lunch we had, the wonderful lunch we had those days ago where we spoke about Morden.
Sought to control it. Do you know of any way to control the beast? Did you take up his research?
No, Morden and I had difficulty aligning our visions to what the purpose of the research should be. And he moved on, as one often does when they have a higher calling. I bear him no ill will.
Did you want the research to be about? Direction.
Well, I think the Tarrasque is an incredible beast, one that has impacted the whole continent. Without the emergence of the Tarrasque, we would not be in the situation we are today. Harrow's Bay would still remain. This is quite... It would be understating its impact to not research the Tarrasque. Be ignoring history in front of your eyes.
What do you think of the Tarrasque? As your research to you?
I think it's incredibly powerful, and I think anybody who found itself in its path should make amends with their god or any god that they pray to, because
Have you ever found it? Have you ever been in the path of the Tarrasque?
Thankfully, no.
We're gonna head to your island.
I'm not
I need
sure
to talk to you in person.
I'm not sure if that would be the greatest idea. If you have bonded to it, then by coming to my island, you put me in danger. I will gladly meet you somewhere, but I will not risk my legacy.
I'll contact you with a place to meet.
Okay. He says, please. And then he hangs up. Donatello, you're on the main deck as well. You've kind of been hearing one side of the conversation. Not really sure who's being spoken to. But you are assessing the damage to the one turret on the main deck. Can you give me an investigation check?
Mm-hmm. What is that? A 18.
It appears that the turret has been dislocated.
An 18 is actually a nat 20.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think it's a nat 20.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it is. Okay, so your investigation of it. I'm not... Donatello, are you... Yeah, you're a bit of an inventor, right?
No.
Oh,
I'm
you're
quite
not.
dumb.
You're quite dumb, sorry. Sorry, I'm going off the pop culture reference.
Those are two machines.
even still, with that nat 20, you still recognize that the turret is essentially obliterated. And that there is very little reusable material here. And as you're going through it, Calder comes over, and he says he starts investigating it with you, and he says, "Oh goodness, I'll have to get new supplies for this. This thing is done. It's gonna be a lot of work."
I agree. Where do we go for new supplies?
Well, all things considered, we're in pretty bad shape with the Tarrasque on our tail, but we could potentially make a quick stop in Bancroft Harbor and get some supplies. But this is not a cheap fix. I don't know if we have the funds for this.
I see. So we'll need to get some money.
Unless you've got, unless you've got, you're willing to pay your way.
Oh, I'm always willing to pay my way. I'm no dead weight.
He laughs, and he sort of pats you on the back of the shell. He says, "No, I'm just kidding. All are welcome, and you're of good stuff. But this is going to take thousands of gold to replace. I'm not sure what we're going to do." And with that, I think, Path, you come onto the deck.
Cool.
And Path, you see David Letterman, you see Donatello, and you see Calder, all in the general vicinity. But David Letterman is kind of off on his own, and Calder and Donatello are speaking together over the destroyed turret.
Excellent. So I think I'll walk over to David Letterman and probably give eyeballs to Calder and to Donatello as well, and maybe a little nod towards David Letterman to suggest that that they could come and join me in that conversation, and head to David Letterman to kind of see what he's up to, and kind of approach and say, "Hey,
What's up, dude?" I proceed to tell them everything that I know about
Yeah,
everything.
so Brian, you can go ahead and do a recap for that. David Letterman, I mean, sorry.
Okay. So I am now connected to this creature that is just destroyed Stiller's Bach. I apparently am some champion of legend that I don't want to be, but I am. And this is the great beast of the deep, and it's something that I know Dr. Aki knows about because we saw the research, saw the thing, the big round pounding thing at his island, and yeah, and I talked to him just now, and he is playing dumb. I'm not sure if he's seemed pretty in awe of this beast, so I'm not sure if he, is servant of this beast possibly, but also could just be afraid of it. Did our research on his island, and this is what now it's after me, but it's not after you guys, so I'm not sure if I've told Dr. Aki that I will meet him somewhere off his island. I'm not sure if I should continue with everybody.
Where's Dr. Aki's island?
In the north. It's
so on the map of
Sturgeon
Wandis, yeah, it's on Sturgeon Isle, and his palace is called Cyprid Acre. So when he referred to his legacy, his palace compound is this quite advanced and extravagant, self-sustaining, almost city. It is quite large, and had many different buildings and functions to it. And so this is the result of like decades of cultivating this, his sort of home.
I see. And is it just him, or is it like a huge population on this island?
There seems to be he is the only one who resides on the island, but on the island there are several like automatons. Is that what I say? Is that what it is?
Yeah, automatons.
Yeah.
And he's got like libraries and labs and bunch of shit.
So I turn to David Letterman and I say, I think we need a diversion. I propose that you meet him while someone else sneaks in and investigates to find out if he's hiding anything from us. If this beast is after you, you must know everything.
I'm gonna stomp real hard on the deck with twice a bump to try and get Tinkerballs to understand that he should come up to the top deck. Not secretly or anything. It's not, but like, just it's not a secret or anything. But just knowing that he's down there, give him a big stomp to like let him know he should come up.
For sure, yeah. So we'll say that
my ritual.
Your ritual is like certainly ready to roll. So you let me know what you're doing.
Okay. So I'm just down below decks. I've got kind of this candles and shit set out in front of me. I pluck a paint hair and burn it, and say, "Oh great God, the taint! I find myself in the path of the Tarrasque. Before I make amends for anything, I have a bit of a quick question. How can we hide from the great beast for a little while?"
What's the spell you're using there?
Oh, divination. So let me pull that up for you.
I just need to know like how honest I have to be.
You have to tell the truth, but you can be cryptic. Here, I'm just posting that in the chat. Is it better on Discord?
Boop.
So your magic knockings put you in contact with a god or god's servant. You ask a single question concerning a specific goal, event, or activity to occur within 7 days. The GM offers a truthful reply. The reply might be a short phrase, cricket rhyme, or an omen. The spell doesn't take into account any possible circumstances that might change the outcome, such as a casting of additional spells or loss or gain of companion.
Did your video show on anywhere? Account number?
That you get a random reading. So what's your question? What's your single question?
How could we hide from the great beast for a little while?
You can't.
Cool.
All right. Well, I breathe a long sigh. Stand up, dust off my knees, probably hear a stomp about now, and head up above deck.
Yeah, that's exactly how it happens. As you come to the deck, you see the several members of the crew: Path Owell, David Letterman, this new turtle who was identified himself as Donatello.
Does he go by Donnie?
You might have to ask him that. And Calder, they seem to be in discussion.
I wander over and say, "Hey, you guys seem like you're stomping mad. What's the goings on?"
Well, our new friend here was talking about a distraction. says Calder, and he.
A distraction from what?
Well, literally,
Dr. Aki.
This distraction from Dr. Aki? Why are we heading that way? I mean, he did
Maybe.
have that that stomper mechanism. That might be helpful for the Tarrasque. I did just ask my god how to hide from it. He doesn't think that we can.
Tarrasque is after me.
Fuck, really?
Yeah.
Shit.
I was supposed to fight it.
What? I don't want to fight this fucking thing. I got my mother on board.
So I talked to Dr. Aki because we know Dr. Aki's research. That weird ground pounder thing. He refuses to tell me anything. But once he's willing to meet me off of his island. So our great turtle friend here suggested that I meet him away from you guys, and you guys go to his compound and find something about the Tarrasque that could help defeat it.
Not to be a wrench in any of these plans, but they seem to be quite aggressive for what we're trying to do, especially with what we're up against with the Tarrasque. I'd be way more inclined to do this terrible idea if we could get the turret fixed, sir. And he looks at you, Pathowell, and says, "This is going to be a bit of a pretty penny to get this thing back and working. We have catastrophic damage to every part of the turret. We need a full replacement."
Ship in general looking.
Huh?
How's the ship in general looking? Like, did we take any hits from the Tarrasque?
No, the Tarrasque did not damage the ship.
Yeah.
But the Cyclops throwing its rock did.
Yeah.
Crazy. They don't even have depth perception.
Hallwell, is there a town of any kind at the Nux?
Let me just pull it up. No, not like a major civilization or a major settlement. There's like small camps and such, but
Is it
no,
fair to say the places that are towns are the ones that have like buildings on these maps? Like Harris Bay, Dragon Bend, White Belly, New Horizon, Forks, Khalid Claw, that sort of stuff?
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
And what is, could we generally, kind of as a crew, either take a check or just, do we have a sense of where kind of the nearest / the most likely place that will have kind of like a shipyard and or someone who could fix our turret?
It doesn't need to be a check because you know that the best place to get your boat fixed in the continent is Bancroft Harbor.
Out of Scum and Villainy.
Isn't that where we were going before?
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta find a hero.
Right.
And I'm like, yeah, that's. I mean, we still probably want to find out about Island and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some shit connected with Island, the Tarrasque, all this sort of stuff. We can't escape the Tarrasque, which worries me. Pat.
Yo.
What do we get a sense of how much faster we are than the Tarrasque on the ship, or like is it like how much time can we gain by flying?
You God, I don't know. I don't know what the appropriate measurement would be, but you certainly as long as you're moving, you're always getting ahead of it.
Okay.
You could potentially get a day. You could probably get days ahead of it.
Would I have like a proximity sense of where it is at all?
Yes, but it's kind of like a gradual thing.
Yeah.
Like you feel it now,
Yeah.
but you don't necessarily.
Like it's fainter than it was in the city at Stillerbach, right?
Yes, yeah, it's still relatively new to you, but yeah, you kind of
Yeah.
get that feeling that the closer it is, the more will steal this idea, but your like spider senses are tingling when it's really really close.
Would I wouldn't be able to sense like how much time it is away.
You can try a religion check.
Okay, cool. Religion.
Can I give him any guidance?
Not on this, no.
Okay.
Unless you guys want to have like a further discussion about the religion moving forward on this check, you're not going to be able to give guidance.
It's 15.
Yeah, it's anywhere from like at this point from like 2 days to a week, anywhere in that range.
Then if it gets progressively closer, am I able to like sense if it's like if I would want to know if it's within a day of the place we're at.
You would have to do a check, but that's certainly possible. So you would just have to let me know when you want to do that check.
Right. So I'd like constantly to just do the check. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Do we get the sense if we fly straight from Stillerbach to Bancroft Harbor, it's just going to be like Tarrasque stomping over the ground?
Oh no! So what
or does it like go through the water? Godzilla.
You're not entirely sure. It does seem to. It seems to be. Can I say amphibious? Does that mean you have to breathe in water, or you can just?
You could say amphibious.
We'll say amphibious for now. It seems to be comfortable both on land and in the water. Whether it travels in a straight line or it has more of a predator's approach, you're not quite sure.
Okay. Well, if we feel like we're able to like even take like a little bit of time, then I'd say Bancroft Harbor is our guy. We got stuff there.
Yeah, so Calder, after leaving Stillerbach, definitely took the precaution of heading out to the water. So you guys are, if you guys can all see the marker on the map that I'm doing, you're right out in the middle of the bay.
Okay.
You've been flying for a few days, and everybody's just kind of recuperating from the almost certain death that was the evacuation of Stillerbach. Yeah, long rest, everybody. If you want to attune to anything, you can. So yeah, get that tooth up there, Donatello. But yeah,
if you want to help punch out a tooth, I can help out. I got a couple of smaller hammers that are pretty good.
Do you?
I'm not exactly a dentist, but I might be a dentist.
I would greatly appreciate your help.
All right, I want to help punch out a tooth.
I'll lay down on the deck and open my mouth.
And I will bring out a very small hammer, just a light hammer, punch out one of his teeth.
Do you actually have dentistry like equipment?
Do I have dentistry equipment? No, I have a small hammer. I genuinely have a small hammer.
Okay, awesome. You are going to do this check, a medicine check. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, it's a medicine check. I can totally do that. Let's do this. And can I give myself guidance on this?
I hope so.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. So Donatello, you've opened your mouth on the deck at the moment, and Tinkerball's without order, sort of like balking at the idea. Is like, yeah, I'm fully aware of what this is, and that's a full 4 for.
That's 24.
Wow.
What the shit? You have a +7 on your medicine. So you look into the Donatello's mouth, and he has turtle teeth, and realize, oh, you know what? One pirate tooth would fit nicely in between two of his back molars.
Nice.
I have no idea how turtle teeth operate, but you you stick it in there. You give him a quick slap, and you think he's good to go.
I insert the tooth, and I'm like, yeah, like that looks fucking great. This is probably my best work.
That was incredible. I can't believe how easy that was.
Yeah.
There's a couple other things that maybe you could take a look at. I've got this weird itch, this like shell itch, and I'll start like sharing just like a bit too much details about my body.
Yeah, Donnie, tell me everything. I'll take a look.
So you two discuss the many medical maladies that are going on with Donatello, and Path and David Letterman, you are left on the deck with Calder, and you have to choose your next direction, your next point of action. So what are you guys going to do?
David, I think Calder brings up an important point that the best way to deal with our current situation is to head to Bancroft Harbor. Not only do we know it to be a place where we can hopefully suss out some information about a variety of goings-ons, we know that it's the best place to repair our ship. You mentioned our research in Dr. Atke's libraries, which I think is very important. And one of the names that we uncovered there is a name that has come up a couple times now in relation to the Tarrasque, and that is Cater, the spider. And so we not only know that he has connections to the Tarrasque in history, but also that there are people there who know of him. So to me, it makes the most sense to start sniffing about Bancroft Harbor. We may have to take on some work in order to pay off the ship. We can kind of see what funds the crew has once we put it together. But to me, it seems like the best idea is to get to Bancroft Harbor as quick as possible and give ourselves some time before the Tarrasque comes and looks for you.
Can go, but we can't stay long. I'll keep checking for the Tarrasque over
Sure.
there, but when I say leave, we run.
You may then want to ask the good Dr. Aki if he would join you at some place in Bancroft Harbor.
We'll do. We'll find lunch again.
Yeah, find a nice lunch spot.
So with that, I will contact Dr. Aki and ask him to meet us at Bancroft Harbor as soon as possible at his favorite place. How long will it take for him to get to Bancroft Harbor?
You're not quite sure what his travel methods are.
Yeah. So I'll say as soon as possible. Bancroft Harbor.
Hey, are we mad at Dr. Aki now? I don't understand. Are we
Not mad.
We're just suspicious, I think, is the thing to say.
I'm getting a real
I don't
vibe.
know this
I'm getting a
character,
real vibe, right? Like when Oprah, was it like an author or something like that? But she,
The billion little pieces guy?
yeah, that guy.
You lied.
You lied.
Getting that vibe from
You lied
Letterman
vibe.
right now.
Okay.
Not from Dr. Aki. I don't know shit about that.
Is that your character or you as like a player?
No, me as a player, I just, I guess me as a character, like, I don't, are we being suspicious of Aki? Has he done something?
Well, he has a lot of knowledge that he's not been forthcoming of, right?
Okay.
David Letterman feels that there is a variety of things that Atke likely knows that hasn't shared with us, based both on the amount of information in his libraries and the automated ground pounder that we saw, which we believe is specifically to repel the Tarrasque from his island. And he hasn't mentioned any of that to us at this time.
That's true. We do know about the ground pounder. That does make this confusing.
Okay. Yeah. Dr. Eki, how quickly? Let's say I contact him now, and like, how quickly can you get to Bancroft Harbor?
Oh, Bancroft Harbor. Well, it shouldn't be too long, but considering that Dyerdale was marching towards Stillabach and the damage that is in the city, I should take precautions. I should be there in about a week's time. Would that be acceptable?
Hurry him up if you can. I'm telling this to David Letterman.
Yeah. I don't know if we have that much time. If you have a quicker way of travel, it'd be much appreciated.
Sorry, just had to let the cat out. Well, yes, of course. I will do my best. Please.
Okay. Just keep an open channel. Let me know how you make your way.
Yes. Okay. I'll leave with very soon. Thank you.
Thanks.
Boys, give me 1 second here.
How far are we from Bancroft Harbor ourselves?
You guys are probably like 2 or 3 days.
Okay.
Yeah, give or take. It's.
And when we fled, how was the Tarrasque? Like, was it following us kind of in a frenzy, or was it following the classic bad guy where it just like walks towards you?
It so because of its size, it is quite slow moving.
Okay.
But even then, you could still see that it was quite agitated. Once it came onto the shore, so you think that it is you would benefit from the fact that it is so slow moving, but if you were ever to meet it head to head, it would be breathtakingly fast, you think.
Okay.
I know that didn't really answer anything.
If we, since I know, I tell everyone that Dr. Aki can take up to a week to get to Bancroft Harbor, and I think this thing will get to us anywhere between 2 days and a week. Could we fly somewhere else to throw it off the trail to Bancroft Harbor and like hole up there for a little bit and then book it to Bancroft Harbor?
I think that's a great idea. We just do a loop in the water, basically, and come back.
I feel like
just do
that
a
would give me time to do 2 more rituals. I mean, I probably could do more than 2 rituals, but I feel like I just want to do 2 more rituals. Divination.
Sure,
set
yeah.
up.
Yeah, you can definitely do that.
Okay.
Just keep flying around as a cloud let's pretend we're cloaked. Why not?
So it's a matter of how far you'd like to go to the other across the bay from the sail. So would you like to would you like to go up here? Would you like to go up here? Would you like to only go to here and then try
So,
Are there any risks associated with that?
sorry, I think we can. Yeah, perfect.
before
You could do something like this.
Yeah, let's just do that
that's-
little circle. I think that's a pretty good circle.
knowing that this is the plan, the one thing I will suggest to us all is rather than doing a circle, in the case of finding island for Fergus,
That's actually one of my divinations, by the way.
I like that idea. But I will say we would love to actually take a fairly straight shot towards the Nux, touch down briefly for some conversation, and then whip our way back if that provides a similar timeline. As the Nux is our current kind of best lead, as that's where Fergus last saw Island. So, Tinkerballs, if your first divination might be about Island, that could help us knowing if the Nux is helpful at all. And then if not, we can turn elsewhere. Or if the question is a little bit like, where is Island, or can she be found, or can she be found in the Nux, or something like that, we can change course if that answer gives us something. But rather than just do a circle, I would like to continually follow up because, as you guys may or may not know, it was actually, in fact, we believe, of course, that future Fergus knows that Island is alive, and it's important for us to find her. Future Fergus has also now lived what we have done, and so he ideally knows that it's important for us to find Island alive. And the last place he saw her was fighting this very Tarrasque beast over 7 years ago at the Nux, and so it is our current lead.
I'm gonna stomp my foot down and be like, yes, another mission.
Let's just make sure our flight path does not put any cities in danger.
I believe if we do a straight shot to the Nux and to Bancroft Harbor, we will miss Harrow's Bay, and there are no other cities in that trajectory.
It'd be great if the Tarrasque was like, oh, I'm kind of near Harrow's Bay. I might as well
Yeah,
just
right? Like, what was
do
it
a
like,
quick
I want to go
strike.
to Harrow's Bay now.
A little smack. I think he's pretty obsessed with David Letterman, like every man and woman who comes into his path.
Look at those octopus legs.
Howell, can I, just to clarify the rules around divination so that I can kind of know the sorts of things that I should be asking? So ask a single question concerning a specific goal, event, or activity to occur within the next 7 days. I could probably ask a question like if the goal or event is we are going to the Nux, I could ask, will we find anything regarding Island at the Nux? Would presumably be a question I could ask. Or like if an activity is we are looking for Island, like it's just kind of more esoteric activity, would a question that's appropriate be something like, where can we start to look for Island? Like, would that be a fine question to ask, or is that too broad?
No, I think that would be allowable.
Okay, because I don't want to I don't know, the wording of it's like fairly vague, so I don't necessarily want to just like.
No, I would say that like inquiring about the activity that will that. So I guess it's the lawyering piece right now would be like, is the activity that you're on right now searching for Island, or are you evading?
Well, it doesn't say like it has to be like your main activity. It's just a goal, event, or activity to occur within 7 days. If searching for Island is one of those activities, because if going to the Nux is that activity, then that's that activity, right?
Yep, correct.
Yeah. So we are searching for Island in addition to going to Bancroft Harbor.
I would say it's a secondary goal. So,
okay.
Yeah. Okay. So you would like to do something like this then? Oops.
Yeah, I think that's the plan.
Yeah.
Okay.
And while we're starting out on that, like as soon as we're, what do I have? Is it 24 hours? As soon as I'm 24 hours away from my last divination, I'll start my next one.
Okay. So your first divination is going to be, you're going to cast the ritual of where should we look to find
Where should we
Island?
start to, where should we look to start to find, where should we look to find Island?
The GM offers a truthful reply. There's no save or anything that I need to
No, there's
do?
no truthful reply. You can just be a short phrase, cryptic rhyme, or an omen. So you can take that as you will, like however you feel that my god replies to me.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. Like he doesn't have to be like, oh, here's the plot. It can be kind of more cryptic
Sure.
and up to interpretation. But it should be the truth, because otherwise, just a dick.
Otherwise, what are we praying to you for?
Yeah. What has been the last 60 years of my life?
Okay. So the first divination you get in your response, echoing through your religious space, your religious space, you hear the words, the head of the crown sleeps.
Where do we start? Okay. Head of the crown sleeps. Oh,
And that's in response to the question of where do we search for Island?
where do we
Or where?
start? Where do we start to find Island?
Correct.
Head of the crown sleeps. Okay, I'll relay that to the crew. Head of the crown sleeps. It might have something to do with Harrow's Bay and the Harrow's family. Maybe where Harrow's dead. Maybe where Harrow died. The one that stood. No, he didn't die there. That's where he won.
Yeah, he won there, and then much power was given to the tree. But we do know that the Harrow's family essentially was ended in the great kind of battle of Harrow's Bay when the Tarrasque first reared its head. So there's definitely a possibility that kind of the final resting place of Harrow's. We are on our way to the Nux, I believe.
This point you would have we're gonna say this divination brings you to the Nux.
Perfect.
So you're there.
Then I will I will go to Fergus and share with him both the divination, let him know that we have sought through the power of ritual and spell guidance from the god of the taint from Tinkerballs, and that
The great god, the Taint.
the great god of the taint. And we have asked where to begin our search for Island, and the reply that we have got is the head of the crown sleeps. And we don't know whether this is a direction, a place, a person, or otherwise, but if it means anything to him, then it's his information. And for me, I kind of further the point that we're taking time kind of out of our mission of trying to fend off the Tarrasque to see if there's anything that can be useful here in the Nux, knowing that it's the last place that he saw Island. And then I would ask him to come with me to disembark the ship, to briefly, if there are people about or an area that he recognizes that we can go to see if any memories are jogged or otherwise.
In Harrow's Bay? Or in the Nux, sorry.
Sorry, this is, we're in the Nux, where we are right now. So, knowing that this is the last place he saw Island at the edge of a large cliff, I believe, right? Yeah, the edge of a cliff, as they were fighting the Tarrasque, and that I think she went kind of off the edge with it. We're here to briefly chat to anyone. If she survived, she may have stayed around. And certainly Fergus, being the last place that he saw her, see if there's anything that kind of comes out of his memories here in the Nux, especially with the information that we've now given him about where crownless heads have slept, and seeing if that opens up anything in his brain bucket as well.
He as you tell him the prophecy, I don't know what we want to call it.
Yeah, that's prophecy is great. The excretion.
The excretion, sure. He ponders over it, but he can't really make any sense of it. And as he sees the area that you are, he become, or the area that you're traveling in, he becomes just sort of that in that agitated state again, and he's struggling to make sense of this. He's like, why have you brought me here? This is where I lost everything.
Can I? All right. Ba, 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 ba. Give me one sec here. Can I, assuming that we're kind of with everyone, I would ask if any of my other party members have the detect magic spell. I wanna kind of and I'm completely upfront and honest with Fergus. I say, Fergus, we're to find out the truth, which is a beautiful truth that we believe that Island is alive. We may need to revisit some of the darkest aspects of your past. And right now, one of the things I want to check is to make sure that you haven't been, cursed or under a spell of any nature to keep you from knowing the truth. Would you be okay if we if we checked whether there's a curse or something of that similar that's clouding you?
Do an insight check.
All right. What's up, Insight? How you doing? Oh, show up. Why isn't it showing up? There. Okay, let's do that. Let's see what pops here. Oh, it's not doing it.
It's coming up on my end.
Oh, okay. The dice just aren't rolling for me. Sorry. So we can take that first one because it worked.
Dope. Yeah. So you can. Oh yeah, that's the dice. If you want to set the dice, it's the cog wheel.
Okay.
You should enable 3D dice.
Oh, okay, interesting. I have it in. It does say that I have it enabled. Maybe I'm just missing it because
I don't think mine are rolling either. Now that you mention it, the insight is good enough to recognize that, you've hurt him with your words.
Oh man.
He says, Captain, that question has gone through my head every night since I lost to the Tarrasque. I'm not sure, but I don't think that I can get any better by staying with this crew. I believe it's best if I leave.
I'll look at him squarely, but hopefully with understanding, saying, I hope that you know that I am doing my very best to help, but you are, as always, free to stay and free to leave if you feel it is best.
I choose to leave.
Then you may disembark, and I truly hope that our paths will cross again, and that you will have found what you need and what you are looking for.
So as the ship sort of makes its way or lowers itself to the ground, there's a river that you're able to that Calder's able to put the ship down on, and Fergus grabs his things and exits the boat and starts walking on one of the paths in any direction, but he seems to be quite confident that this is the right choice.
I will.
Has he attuned the Bluetooth?
You're not sure.
Can I just test it? Hey, Fergus.
No response.
I will yell at him from the boat and tell him that call upon us anytime if you have the need. And then I'll turn from the edge of the ship and head below deck again.
Also, tell him to check out Harrow's Bay. I don't know, might be something there.
So you
I'm
pass
not gonna
along.
tell him. I already went down below deck. Forget it. I can't tell him anything.
I push you. I literally push you back up in like a cartoon style. Your voice is so much louder. Come on, just say it. You're so talky.
I already told him about the prophecy. He gets it.
Tell
Also,
him
you need to make an athletics check to try and push me back.
That's true.
I'm gonna give myself guidance.
I already made my exit. I can't go back.
You can roll an oppose athletics check there.
Sounds good.
Oh. Yeah, you get pushed back up. You
That
get,
cannot be right. It is right. It is right.
I cartoonishly push you back up.
Even though I am pushed back up, I don't say anything.
All right. Well, I move Pathowell's mouth while saying, also check out Harrow's Bay. Something there.
yeah, maybe it's heard. We're not sure.
We don't know.
Are any of you getting off the ship, or are we departing back to Bancroft Harbor at this point?
I am not getting off the ship, and I am giving Calder the instruction.
Can I cast the detect magic spell just to see if there's any? I mean,
What are you detecting it on?
I mean, it just detects magic, so just to seize. We're in the Nux, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, but it's a fairly large area, and that
pretty
spell.
open space.
Are we where Island fell?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. Yeah, never mind.
Would we know that area without Fergus?
No, we would need Fergus to kind of tell us. I think specifically what cliff he had mentioned in his story that like it was off the edge of a cliff, and obviously there are some mountains and some cliff faces here at the Nux, but we don't know which one specifically or anything like that.
Okay.
So
yeah, well, I don't think that we can't do anything. We could maybe do something in Harrow's Bay, but I think the main thing is to get to Bancroft Harbor right now.
So between the last, like when just left and you guys were talking and you were doing your ritual, like that was 24 hours from like when we were in the bay and then now at the Nux, right?
Yeah, so you
Like-
have potentially another ritual lined up here.
I have one more ritual lined up, yeah.
Okay. I'm wondering if I could like do a religion check on the Nux on our way there.
To see how close the Tarrasque is?
To see how not while we're getting there. While we're getting there, I want to do a religion check to see what I know about the Tarrasque as far as my religion is concerned.
Would
So,
Dave, would you and I have started to have some conversations about this so that I can potentially give you guidance you're doing these checks?
You're doing your ritual thing, right?
Well, I did a ritual. It doesn't take that long.
Okay.
In between doing the ritual, there's definitely time for like you and I to start to talk.
Okay. Yeah, sure. I would love extra guidance on my religion because shit.
So just Yeah,
So
just to start
specifically,
talking about, like,
what are you looking for, Brian?
well, I guess
I would be looking for information in terms of like weaknesses or vulnerabilities or other things that would be key to defeating the Tarrasque.
Okay, you can roll.
Okay.
no guidance yet.
No. Actually, well, this is kind of like separate. It's like because
Okay.
like anybody would have access to like the Tarrasque, so like you could certainly assist him if you want, but it's like if he's looking for a specific weakness piece.
System.
What am I doing?
I just rolled an 11.
You rolled an 11. You are fairly familiar with the Tarrasque in that it is quite dangerous, and weakness is not a word that is typically associated with this beast.
Neither is like vulnerability or anything that is, yeah.
Like, does it have like a spot on its heel that didn't get dipped in the river Styx, and you could just shoot it with an arrow?
Some kind of glowing red spot that you hit 3 times and then it flips over. And
Yeah.
You go to phase 2 of the fight.
like a kind of a wandering eyeball on top of its head.
You know that in terms of its weakness, it is slow. And that's basically all I can give it from you. You would be more... You
And
know,
there's
it's
no like
Sorry, go ahead.
artifact, something that would somehow say, or, you know,
Is
like
there like a magic Tarrasque killing sword or a black arrow?
like a jewel or something.
Nope. You don't know of anything of that nature.
Nope.
Nothing that's tied to it that will help me defeat it.
The
like
more
magic
you try and remember about the Tarrasque, the more you realize like how truly fucked you are.
Does the Tarrasque have like an even bigger enemy that like it would be like, oh, if you guys team up with me, I can take down that enemy.
No,
Like,
it is the
Ocean's
alpha.
13.
It is the apex of this world that you're living on. It is there's never been a creature that it has just dominated the way the Tarrasque has. It has decades of just God, what's the word?
Uncontested rule.
Uncontested, yeah, uncontested rule.
Is there an origin religion for it?
It says that it's the manifestation of all of the violent aspects of the deep.
It doesn't sound good.
No.
No, it's
Damn
not bad.
I'm looking at the stat sheet and I can tell you it's not. You guys are in trouble.
Okay.
Can we level up a lot right now? Like between
Things to fight in the
Nux
nuts.
and
No.
Harbor? Can we gain like maybe, I don't know, somewhere in the range of like 10 levels?
Yeah, I'll look into that.
On our trip to Bancroft Harbor, I work out.
Nice.
Can we all start doing push-ups?
Yeah,
Ooh,
for sure.
I'm like big
you know what?
into
If we
this.
do more push-ups, it'll help.
Donatello would lead this.
You guys just start exercising daily on the deck.
My arms are not bigger than my stomach, and so I actually can't do push-ups. But I start trying to do them.
Nice.
Oh, Donnie.
Yeah. 18 athletics, I'm doing some push-ups.
Absolutely.
Tinkerballs, did you want to do your second divinity check? Or divination?
rolled a bunch for some reason. Yeah, I'll do the second divination. And it's going to be where in Bancroft Harbor should we look for Hero?
Nice.
You get a response. It says, it's a number and then a letter. 7C.
7C. Apartment.
And it's actually like an image in your head with like the number 7 sort of in this gold royal font with a C kind of backing into the leg of the 7. And it actually kind of looks fairly nice.
Old royal font?
So 7C is what you've been given.
Okay. And yeah, just this image of like some like a very beautiful kind of 7C.
Yeah.
Alright. That sounds like maybe it's the less seedy part of the seedy city.
Nice.
Alright.
So with that, unless there's anything else you guys want to do we get to Bancroft Harbor?
Yeah.
I want to
do.
How far is
Can I meet with my mother and see if she had wanted to like get dropped off anywhere?
Oh yeah, I make a pass at Tinkerball's mom.
Oh Jesus Christ!
She's, by the way, like I think I'm like 300 years old. She's like she's old for like a dwarf. Like she's but like strong and stuff. Like she's like
Yeah.
most dwarves live for like 500 years. Like she's like 600, but like strong.
While she's in earshot, I pull out my lute and I sing the song. Tinker's mom has got it going on. See what happens.
You can roll a persuasion or performance check.
Persuasion.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for changing that to performance. Makes me feel better. So that's a 14. What are my rolls right now? It's no good.
Your modifiers are wild. Yeah, it's a fairly good performance by your standard. It's she blushes, she laughs, she says, "Oh, you," and she continues with her chores on the ship.
Of course.
Delightful.
Where would you like to drop her off?
Well, I asked her if there's anywhere that she wants to get dropped off. She's she's her own independent woman. I mean, if you want to stay on the ship, you can stay on the ship. But we're, as you can see, getting chased by this fucking thing.
Yeah, I honestly, it's just great to be back with you, and that my books, all my stuff was kind of destroyed in Stillard Box. So I don't really have like a place to go. So if you don't mind, I could stay on the ship if that's cool. I don't
Yeah,
want
if you want to stay on, no, you can stay on the ship. I'll start to
Okay.
restock the materials.
Yeah, so she says staying on the ship is totally fine.
Okay. I immediately cast Bane on Pathowell.
Nice.
Hey.
You have to make a. You're gonna do it. You're gonna be fine. You have to make a Charisma 15 saving throw.
How long does that last for?
Oh, it lasts for a minute.
Okay. But like, what are we talking about here?
Oh, it just you roll a d4 and subtract attack or saving throw. So it's just like it doesn't do anything. It's me getting mad at you for hitting on the mom.
All right. Well, I don't. It's weird.
Wait, why did you do it twice? The first one, if it's that, doesn't pass. The second one would.
No, it's the first one.
Okay, the 14 does not. So you are baned for a minute.
So what do I have to do?
Nothing. You just don't do it. Nothing. Nothing happens.
All
Just
right.
stay away
well,
from
I'm
his mom,
Bane.
I think.
Just cast a
change the
spell
voice.
that had the word Bane on it. It didn't matter that it doesn't do anything. Just is the word Bane, and I cast it on you. Actually, you know what I do instead of that? This is a Bluetooth thing. So Pat, we're gonna have to roll.
Okay.
I'm putting Hex on him. It's not gonna. I don't think it's gonna do anything, but
What do I gotta do now?
I actually think so you place the curse on a creature you can see within range. Until the spell ends, you deal an extra 1d6. So nothing happens to you, and the target has disadvantage on ability checks made with the chosen ability. So I'm going to hex your charisma for an hour.
Okay.
And this is just a reaction on my part. I didn't intend to do it. It just just happened. Just my brain just kind of blinked, seeing you hit on my mom, and I your charisma for an hour. And Pat, we're going to roll 100.
Okay.
That seems good.
Wow. That's crazy.
That's a 5.
Why is it a 5?
Oh, you rolled a 94. I rolled a 5.
Yeah, so GM's 94 versus a 5.
That's amazing.
That's crazy. Oh, we can. I thought I was rolling. But
Yeah. No. I believe you're rolling. I believe that now that I'm looking at it closer, I believe you're rolling.
Nothing appears to happen.
Okay.
So interesting. Boys, give me 1 minute.
Okay.
Don't say anything important for at least 1 minute.
We'll land in Bancroft Harbor, and I will switch the screen, and you guys can see the city. Okay, so that episode is what I like to call a plot episode. Sometimes we just put those in to move the story forward. I think that's what happened. And I would say confidently, actually, that's what happened, because the group is at Bancroft Harbor, a new city, a new town, and lots of new discoveries to be had. So that's the end of our episode. Once again, follow us on YouTube, Green Dragon Brewing Company. Follow us on Twitter at GDB Company. Find us on Reddit. Our subreddit is Green Dragon Brewing CO. The CO is capitalized. And look for us on all the podcast platforms: Spotify, Apple, Google, Breaker, Radio Public, and Pocket Casts. Oh, as well, we love to engage with any of our fans, so feel free to contact us by email, greendragonbrewingcompany@gmail.com. I'm looking to talk with somebody about the podcast, maybe make a character that we throw into the campaign. Very interested in doing that. So basically, at this point, first one to email me gets a character. I think that's fair. And I don't think there's anything else. So we'll say our usual thanks to everybody who helps make this podcast what it is. And with that, stay green, everybody.